Get ready to flow. Let's dive deep with PiSeas Tarot.
Your business is my business. I see every ache, every kiss, the push, the pull, the silent cries. I'm exposing all the lies, revealing the hidden truth. With me, you have the proof. Your business is my business. True.
Welcome to PiSeas Tarot. True.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to PiSeas Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and you are turned into a powerful edition of Tarot for Two. Y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for giving me grace. My birthday was about a week ago, and so I had a lot of festivities going on, and so I just could not be here, but thank you for your grace as we get ready to move into this. And I'm back with a powerful one, y'all, because baby, when I tell you I was cleaning up my house, and guess what happened? Something told me to come on here to talk to you about this twin flame update, okay? Now, for those of you who may be new here, this is an insight-led, awareness-focused space that is designed to support and to empower you through decision-making. Over here, the truth rises to the surface and illusions are brought into the light. In this reading, I will examine the relational dynamics between you and your person. And today we're talking about these twin flames, okay? So this is going to give you the clarity, the depth, and the intention that you need to help you understand, okay, what in the world is going on up over here, all right? Now, you are here for understanding and not for comfort. There is no sugarcoating up in this space. You may have been feeling vulnerable, uncertain, emotionally shut down, and caught in a connection that does not fully add up. And there is a message for you, and it is happening today. Now, it is not by chance that you are here, nor is it by chance right now that we are talking about these twin flames. As you may know, Mercury is currently in retrograde. So this is commonplace for these old flames to be coming back and making a resurgence and doing all of these things. Now, stay present, because what unfolds in this reading may give you the language to articulate what you have been sensing but could not put your finger on, okay? So, using my intuitive, psychic, and tarot insight, I will unpack for you the emotional patterns, the subconscious signals, and the energetic themes that is shaping the connection between you and your person. Whether you are new and navigating love, questioning intentions, or standing at the crossroads, child, don't we all know? This space is designed for you to give you context, perspective, and actionable clarity that you can use. Remember, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Lastly, please keep in the forefront of your mind that all of these readings are for Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. So unless you know all of the places for you and your person, you can't say what is and what is not for you, okay? So if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to go ahead and drop those diamonds in the chat, because baby, we finna get some clarity up in here, okay? So if you're ready to get into this, let's go ahead and prepare ourselves to cleanse our energies so that we can go ahead and receive what Spirit has for us, all right? Now, just keep in mind that clarity is important, okay? So we want to ground our energy. Let me get off this thing because this thing is highly uncomfortable to sit on. Good grief. All right. So we want to ground ourselves, right? To make sure that we're present and to protect our energy, but to also give us clarity so that Spirit can talk to you individually with accuracy and not with chaos, okay? So let's clear up this energy, y'all. Here we go. Now let's get into this guided meditation with inhaling 3 deep breaths, holding it for 4 seconds and releasing it, starting with inhaling clarity and exhaling distractions. Here we go. Next, inhale freedom and exhale emotional weight. And lastly, let's inhale truth and exhale fear. Ooh. Baby, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling lighter. And if you are too, go ahead and put your emoji that best reflects your energy right now. And let me set the psychological safety zone for this, okay? Now remember, this space is sacred, but it can get very honest and raw at times. Spirit is challenging you to get out of your comfort zone. So remember that this is awareness and not punishment, okay? If you are ready to get into this, go ahead and drop the cooking emojis in the chat because, baby, I'm ready to hear what Spirit got to say. Because I'm telling you, I was minding my own business, mopping the floor, and that's when it came across to me to do this, all right? So here we go, y'all. Now, before every session, I always tap in to see what Spirit has got to say to me. And sometimes the message comes through a vision, a color, or even a feeling. And sometimes it comes through a song that just would not leave my spirit. And today, y'all, just a few minutes ago, today, while I was mopping my floor, minding my business, guess what song comes on the radio? And I start tuning in to this song, y'all. Are y'all ready? Michael Jackson's Do You Remember? Okay. Or Remember the Time, sorry. And what stood out to me was, do you remember how we used to talk? You know, we stay on the phone night till dawn. Do you remember the things that we said? Like, I love you so, I'll never let you go. Do you remember? I bet you remember. Back in the spring, I bet you remember. Every morning, I bet you remember. The birds would sing, I bet you remember. Do you remember? I bet you remember. The special times, I bet you remember. They'll just go on and on. I bet you remember in the back of my mind. Okay? So I was like, what in the world is going on here that all of a sudden I am tuning in to this song talking about remembering when you fell in love with somebody, okay? So if this resonates with you, don't hold back. Go ahead and drop the emoji in the chat that reflects how you feel, because I'm ready to get into these cards and see what's going on, because that was standing out to me when Spirit said, do an update on the twin flame journey. All right. So if you are ready to get into this, y'all, here we go. Now, it's important for us to always take an energy read and generally and see what's going on. All right. So, Divine White Light, you are welcome in this space. We thank you for clarity. We thank you for honesty. We thank you for transparency. Just lay it all out on the table. What is going on with our twin flames today? Thank you. Amen. And I say. So let's see what is going on here with the temperature check between you and your person. All right. Okay, 2 cards just flipped out. Both of them fell out. The first, we got a deep breath. And as you look at this card, it appears like someone may be going through like a meditative state, or they are relaxing, trying to draw their attention to something positive, okay? And I'm pointing specifically to this on top of their head, okay? It's like they're trying to manifest something positive. And as you look at that, that is flowers and greenery up here. And it's also a reflection of almost what is down here, okay? So someone may be reflecting and remembering the times of what has been going on. We also had roots of abundance, okay? And ironically, when we look at this card, it is the number 2 on here. But I also, when I look at this, I see a woman like laying over these roots, okay? So it's almost like someone is being protective, a little lethargic, a little tired. I see stars here, which represents prayer, illumination. I also see a key over here, which means that there has to be some type of connecting piece, some type of wisdom, some type of insight, okay? So there's roots here, okay? This means this goes back. This ain't something that you can just up and start. Roots go underground, right? And it's interesting that that card came up because when we talk about twin flames, what is often aligned with that is as above, so below, okay? So when you think about that spiritual law, roots, they go underground. You may see them as some, like a tree gets old, they start to come above ground, but those roots run deep, okay? And when you talk about twin flames, this is someone that you have a elongated connection with through multiple lifetimes. I know the internet may have y'all thinking y'all can pick and choose who your twin flames is. It don't work like that at all, okay? Twin flames are generally, how do I explain this? Generally, they're a very complicated, nuanced situation, okay? I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that it's always honky-dory because it's not, okay? Because this is an extensive cycle that you go through, there are times where people may be ready to go into union with their person. Typically, when you talk to people that are in the spiritual world, if they have that visibility into the astral plane, they can see the cords, the color cords, okay? Red color cords in this lifetime typically means that you are supposed to be with this person in this lifetime. However, that does not negate your free will, okay? So a lot of times we try to force it when you feel this immense connection with this other person. You try to force it because you have evidence that these people or this person could be a twin flame, and people get overly excited about twin flames thinking that it's this romantic phenomenon, and it can be for some. But for those who don't have that red cord connection, that could mean y'all just ain't in that space to unionize in this particular lifetime. So I'm trying to keep it as very high level as possible as I talk about this, but I wanted to get that out to give some clarity and context, okay? Now, what is the truth that you may be facing right now? What is the truth that you may be reckoning with right now? Okay. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. Okay, so you may be thinking about during this Mercury retrograde, you may be reflecting and trying to manifest this person back into your life. But what I am telling you is if you had to make your way downtown, right? Typically these relationships can be very, very toxic, if I'm being honest, because that person reflects the dark sides of you, and you reflect the dark sides of them. And that's why this can be a very triggering experience, which can have this push-pull effect. And one or more of you get to the point to where you're like, I'm good on this, and walks away. I also want to acknowledge that typically in these twin flame situations, the feminine energy of the twin, okay, because there is a masculine and a feminine, it's a yin and a yang, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to physically be a woman and or a man. I'm just talking about energy. But typically, the feminine energy is the twin who wakes up first, okay? So there is this huge process, and I can go on and on about this. But when it comes to the feminine energy, this is what initiates that runner-chaser dynamic, this push-pull dynamic, okay? So do you understand how this can be toxic? Because when you first come across the person, the masculine energy typically initiates the runner-chaser dynamic, where the feminine energy is running away from this masculine energy, and then they wake up and realize, oh, there's something about this person I just never experienced before, and then they start going after this other person, and the other person is running, and it goes back and forth until both of you guys are mature and ready for you guys to come into union, if that was intended for this lifetime. Let me also note that one twin can pass away, you will still be in connection with that other person, okay? And I truly believe that that is what is happening with Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle, right? So I just put that out there as an example. All right, guys of the hidden realms. What messages do you have for those who are looking for twin flame connection updates? Those roots, even if you try to cut the tree down, you still have roots, you still have stumps, right? So this is why I'm talking about how these roots run deep. You can try to cut it off. You can try to say, I'm good, love, enjoy. I ain't never got to hear you again for the rest of my life. But it's a joke, because those roots ain't going nowhere. They're going to always be a part of you, and you're going to always be a part of them. And I also want to point out, both of y'all go marry somebody else and be still connected to this other person. That's where free will comes into play. Okay, so if one of y'all ain't ready, it's cool. The other person can move on with their life. You had the choice and you just wouldn't do what you're supposed to do. All right, emergence of true knowing. This is about intuition, rigorous honesty, and inventory. Okay, so this is about the emergence of the knowing. I just mentioned to you guys how the male is always late. The masculine energy is always late to awaken. Okay, so now during this Mercury retrograde, y'all, they are waking up and they're like going to be going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, Divine Spirit, how is this impacting this connection? How is this impacting this connection? Two cards came out. Ha, y'all, I can't make this up. Stop and smell the roses. This is about presence, appreciation, pause, sensory focus, and gratitude, okay? So this was the first card that came out, okay? Stop and smell the roses. But then we also got evening stroll. This is about grounding, which is tied to those roots, unwinding, presence, connection, and rhythmic movement, okay? But if you notice, there's a male, there's a female, there's a family here, okay? This other person may be worried that they may have blown this, okay? And you might be right. So let's go ahead and look and see at some of the dynamics of what's going on between you and your person, so we can get into those tarot cards and see what's going on. Let's go. Now, as we move into the discovery phase, I will identify the themes, the friction points, and the relational blind spots between you and your person. Then I will realign the cards with whom I perceive person A and person B is. For those of you who may be new here, child, it may be a little confusing, but I promise you'll be going somewhere. So rock with me now, because I'm going to clean it up in a minute, all right? So here we go. That worry card, I think I just said this. I'm not sure, because I know I thought it. That worry card is coming up about this person. There's like, with this Mercury retrograde, they're replaying and rehearsing all of the things that they did. And they are also acknowledging that they walked away from this connection when they shouldn't have. See what I'm saying? Look, y'all, confession. Someone has something to tell you. All right, so the first card out the box is a confession. All right. What's the tea? Okay, we have dirty offer that flew out. as well as into you. Okay, good chemistry, great vibes, positive energy. Okay, so somebody is into you. This may also be a earth sign that is coming through here with all of these different references of roots, and also looking at how these hands on this card look very creepy, reflective of Capricorn energy, okay, which is also an earth sign. All right, the devil in tarot represents Capricorn energy. All right, so what is the vibe, spirit? Okay, nurturing, mentorship, wisdom, giving back. Okay, there may be a father figure that is in someone's life, whether this be you or your person, that you may have been talking to try to get clarity or understanding. Like, this is coming out of nowhere, literally, y'all. Okay, it feels like to me both of you guys have gone on your own separate ways, and something about this Mercury retrograde has got the masculine energy all worked up. Okay, so they could be the ones that is talking to the father figure, trying to get advice, talking to some seniors, people in the church, you know, wherever they are able to get information from. Okay, sneaky link, hidden lover, low-key situationship, inside piece. All right, so they may not have gone public with you the first time, or they have been playing games with you while they were coming out of something with someone else. It doesn't feel like initially they were being very honest. All right, it does not feel like they were being very honest at all. Ooh, goodness. All right, spirit, give me an update on this twin flame situation. What is going on with this twin flame situation? What was that card that just flew? This card just flew over before I could even shuffle. Weathered storms. This love has weathered storms and you're still selling. That says more than any perfect picture moment could. So you see what I'm saying? Like, y'all have been going through some things with this person. It's been very rocky, very emotional, very stormy. On again, off again, on again, off again, in which you guys have still elected to be with one another. And again, going back to twin flames, being seen was the card that I had in my hand. In their presence, you feel something rare, fully witnessed, deeply known, and still completely accepted. That's how these twin flames do you. Okay, I don't know if you've ever been in one before, baby, you meet these twins, you think you done met heaven on earth. It is the most beautiful thing until it gets chaotic and crazy, and then you just want to choke them, punch them, slap them, and other methods of violence. Throw them in the garbage can and set it on fire. Like, that's how it be. But then you still love them and you still feel drawn to them, and you can't escape. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? But I will have you notice that both of these are reflective of the rainbow, which means these are positive energies, okay? See what I'm saying? Unfinished business. We got proposals, forgiveness, and reconciliations. We also have contemplations that flipped out. This is about unsure choices and decisions. Okay? Good God Almighty. What lies beneath all of this, spirit? Total drama, action. Okay? I told you. Dramatic. All right. What is the yin and the yang, spirit? What is the yin and the yang? When it comes to this twin flame connection, what is the yin and the yang? Keys on a ring, one night stand, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along. So one of these people in this connection may not have been honest about their intentions or abilities to want to be in something serious or long term. Or, like I said before, they weren't being honest with you about where they stood when they first met you. It feels like when they met you, they were already involved in something else, They weren't being honest with you about that something else, but it was something about you that felt very attractive to that person, okay? And this could be either you or that person, because I don't know who you are watching. All right. What is the true emotion in this spirit? Okay, look, y'all, I can't make this up. Y'all saw this card just fly out? Spiritual, chaos, ego death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening. I told y'all, these masculine twins are waking up. All right, so for clarity purposes, Spirit, is this true love or no? If it isn't love, why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? That song just entered my ear. All right, I'm sorry, but I can't reciprocate your feelings. So things are very one-sided, okay? Or they have been one-sided. So let's look at this. Who is who in this? Who is person A? I feel like person A is this masculine energy, y'all. I feel like person A is the one that needs to come forward and tell the truth that they were very much so into you. Okay? They acknowledge it. It also feels like they are the ones. Let me reroute this. They are the ones with the spiritual awakening, the chaos, the ego death, the downward spiral, the spiritual awakening, okay? I feel strongly that this person is the one who's waking up and acknowledging that they are into you. Because of that, that's why they need to come forward and have a conversation with you and confess to you what they are thinking and what they are feeling. They definitely are realizing and awakening that they have unfinished business here with you. But it also still feels like they're still not being totally honest with you. It feels like they need to come clean about the state that they were in when they met you, okay? And or what they have been doing since they left. And I believe that this is the reason why there's keys on the ring, okay? Many different options. Now, person B over here, I feel strongly like person B is the one that's like, yeah, I can't reciprocate your feelings. They've had to move on with their life. They're realizing and recognizing that there has been a dirty offer made here. So even though you may try to come forth, person A, masculine energy, even though you may try to come forth to approach or try to rekindle with this feminine energy here, it is a dirty offer because either you're still lying or not about not being fully single, or you're still dating other people and are playing around with this feminine half, this twin flame on the side, okay? But the feminine energy here has a lot to decide. You know, they're unsure about whether or not they want to move forward. They know that this is total drama, okay? But they also are acknowledging that they feel seen, that they have weathered many storms with you, okay? So again, both of you may have been trying to get some wisdom and some clarity from others about what is going on, all right? So, y'all know what time it is. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the energy cards so that we can have this over here to the side, and we're about to get into these tarot cards. All right, Spirit. What is the elements of these twin flames that we're talking about here today? All right. Person A. Oh, goodness. Person B flipped over. Heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Person A is a earth sign, like I suspected with those roots. They're coming in with the offer to this feminine energy, okay? Spirit says be fair and pull a card. All right, so Um, we're talking about abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career paths, financial opportunities, new ventures, and prosperity. Person A is coming in with an offer. Person B is coming in as a fire sign today. So we have earth and fire signs today. Person B is coming in as the Queen of Wands. In reverse, this is about self-respect, self-confidence, introvertedness, selfishness, jealousy, and insecurity. Now remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. We got to talk about this heartbreak, y'all. All right? Which is what I said twin flames are. So if y'all ready to get into this, let's go ahead. If you or your person is a earth sign or a fire sign, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, I want you to go ahead and put either the earth in the chat or the fire sign, because baby, we got to get into this tea. Let's go. All right, y'all. So this is where I integrate the foundational energy with the psychic and tarot card portions. Okay, so I'm going to put it all together and we're going to look at this energy. Now, I do have some new cards. So we're going to see how this thing roll, all right? So, Spirit, what is going on with these fire and earth signs and
okay, I found this on
Siri, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, Siri.
Check it out.
All right, Spirit. What is going on with our earth and fire signs? Remember, these readings are for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. All right. What's the present energy of this earth sign, Spirit? All right. Earth signs. You guys are coming in right now as the Two of Axes, which is known as the Two of Swords, okay? Look at this card. Y'all see on that drum, it says peace, okay? Listen, my Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns, you have not had a lick of peace since this person walked out of your life. Remember, I told you, twin flames are very complicated, very nuanced, very dramatic. That's why we got the total drama and action here. Twin flames are, oh Lord, it will drive you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn masculine energy is at an inflection point where they're having to make a decision that they do not want to make. They are putting up every barrier, every obstacle, every, everything that they can to prevent from having to address the fact that they have not been at peace since you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, have walked out of their life. So this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is really at a crossroads. Like, okay, I know what to do, but how do I go about doing it? Knowing that I've been playing the games, I've been, it's a lot. One thing I will tell you, earth signs are very prideful. So earth signs, you are not in a space where you're willing to admit that you have been feeling this way for quite some time. But now we have got at this, like I said, inflection point where you no longer can deny it. You no longer can ignore it. You no longer can pretend that this situation went south. It was all your fault, okay? And now with this Mercury retrograde, you are coming into a space of like, I have got to say something, okay? Now, what is the present energy of this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? We got the Six of Swords in reverse, okay? Now listen. Both of y'all are in y'all minds about one another. Did I not tell you guys that this is Mercury retrograde still in full effect and that it is commonplace for you to start thinking about your exes? Whether or not you want to do it or not, it arbitrarily happens, okay? So person B is still over here, although they have moved on. Let's be clear, they have moved on with their life. They are still trying to reconcile with the emotional baggage and the unresolved issues of what happened, how it went down, when it went down with this earth sign. So person B ain't doing too much better anyway, even though both of y'all have gone on your own separate ways. There is a very nuanced and very complex emotional string. And let me tell you, I don't care what you say, because there is a twin flame connection, it is spiritual. You know when that person is thinking about you, and then when they start thinking about you, you start thinking about them. And then when they start thinking about you, they start thinking about. It's almost like two dogs egging each other on. Ain't nobody said nothing. Everything is in silence, but it's happening in the background. Okay? So both of y'all are at a point where y'all are mentally crashing out over the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. So let's see what else is going on here. All right. So Spirit, clarify for me, what emotions is this earth sign trying to suppress? What emotions is this earth sign trying to? Y'all, 3 cards just came flying out. I was looking for one. We got the 3 of Pentacles here, as with the 8 of Cups in reverse, and this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Now, they've been working on themselves, okay, being very collaborative. They also could have been working diligently, trying to be collaborative with someone else. See, this is why I go back to this. You, person B, may have been a side piece or something that's off on the side, okay? Because while they are working on themselves, they are very collaborative with someone else. So that makes me think that they possibly have a family and or a partner that they may share a child with or something like that that they have been working on. But the fact that we have this 8 of Cups in reverse, that tells me that they are trying to avoid what may come from this, and they're afraid of change. But they're getting that clarity that this, even though this is their family, even though this is their partner, even though this is their person, this is not exactly who and where they should be. They're getting that clarity now, okay? So what emotions is person? Okay. Person A, you over here, you're thinking big time. Okay. Like I said, you got this aha moment. You got this epiphany with this Mercury retrograde. Now you're starting to process. Now you're starting to understand. So what am I saying, y'all? This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn does not want to acknowledge the fact that they're thinking about this nonstop. Okay. They're trying to press it down. They're trying to walk away. They're trying to go find things that entertain them, their hobbies, their joys, whatever it is. They're trying to focus on other things, because who wants to admit that I'm over here thinking about my past? Nobody. Now, I was about to ask the question, what emotions is this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn trying to avoid? Their intuition is talking to them, y'all. Okay. They're having dream. When I tell you this Mercury retrograde is kicking their butt. It is kicking their butt. They are dreaming about, again, we're talking about a twin flame connection, y'all. This ain't no chump change. Okay. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is dreaming about this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They are hallucinating you everywhere you go. Okay. They think they keep seeing somebody who looks like you, who talks like you, and then they realize it's not you. The mannerisms. Okay. Everything is coming to the forefront in this connection, and it is driving them crazy. Okay. That's why I said they have not had a lick of peace. Let's look at this drum again. Peace. They ain't had a lick of it since you left them alone. Now, for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, y'all, I couldn't even shuffle the card. The Seven of Swords came out in reverse. The question I was about to ask was, what emotions are they trying to suppress? And what Spirit is saying is this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius does not want to acknowledge the fact that they caught you red-handed. They caught this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn not being serious. Okay? They caught this earth sign not being progressive, not moving forward. They had to confront these things. Okay? The games, the lies, the ways that this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn was trying to straight up play this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They got it. The earth signs, y'all got exposed. Y'all got exposed bad. Okay? Bad. Now, whether it is that they found out, only you know your situation, whether or not you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, found out that this other person had a family, that they was dating somebody else, that they was lying, whatever, it was something to that degree that brought you to the epiphany of, this person is never going to take me serious. This person is never going to be ready for something more than what they are saying or have said that they were ever ready to do. So when I talked about the Michael Jackson song, Drawing My Attention, talking about, do you remember? And he said, I bet you remember. I bet you remember. Like trying to get you to recall how you felt at that point when they weren't the ones that were ready. Okay. Now, the feelings that we got 3 cards just fell out. Y'all listen. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn had made a swift decision. Okay. They made a swift decision to move forward and to walk away from this connection. It did not feel good. Okay. They felt like they had been sitting around here playing games with you for the longest. Okay, so this came out of nowhere. Okay, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius said, I don't give a rat's about what a twin flame is. I cancel every contract. I send it back, return to sender. I don't want to be a part of you no more. If this, I feel like this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius felt like me a couple of years ago when I was like, you know what, I don't care. I'm doing a cord cutting ceremony and I'm moving on with my life. Okay. And then 17 minutes later, that person ended up texting me. It was like they knew that I did something. Okay. And I feel like that's what's happening here with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Y'all got to the point where y'all was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Love and joy. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go find my peace. I'm going to go find somebody who's honoring me. So what they are trying to avoid, albeit that they are equally thinking about this earth sign, they're looking at the fact that they had to, first of all, that they even got to reconsider this, but they're also trying to look at the fact like, dang, like, I can't believe I really let this mofo play me like that. Okay. So what are the feelings that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is trying to avoid? They're trying to avoid the fact that you never came forward, earth signs, with an offer. You dropped the ball. You left them hanging. You never came forward, even though the connection was there, even though the intimacy was there, even though this person brought forth the quality of life, the quality of relationship. They never saw it through. It almost seemingly feels like it was all talk. It was like they knew what to say, but their actions fell short of the words that they were offering. So for this person B, they are hurt. They are hurt bad. We already acknowledged that the heartbreak card came out here, okay? So they went through a full loss, which is also very likely why they're feeling like they can't reciprocate. Because at this point, you can't undo the hurt. Twin flame or null, you cannot undo the hurt. You cannot forget the things of the past. You can try to forgive, but you don't ever forget. Okay. Now, with that being said, Divine Spirit, what has been favorable about this connection? We got the Roots card in reverse, which is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. All right. What has been favorable about this connection is that although person B has walked away, it was much needed. Okay. Person B needed to give person A the opportunity to take a step back and to reflect about whatever it is, and to give them space and time to walk into this awakening. Okay. So what am I saying? Person B, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they have said, you know what? Cool. I'm going to let you have that. If it's meant for us to be, it will be. But until then, I'm moving on with my life. And person A, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, had to go through the motions of their life, had to go through the trials, the errors, the ups and the downs. It has been a period of time since person A and person B have been in any type of connection, contact. This possibly is a no contact situation. So Spirit is saying that person A, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and remember y'all, the energy can be inverted, okay? But this earth sign had to confront themselves and come to that awakening and come to that awareness that they were not being the most responsible, forthcoming. They were not the most tolerable person. They are recognizing and acknowledging that they were pretty shitty in this connection. Okay, so that is the favorable thing that's come here. Person B, you're being vindicated behind closed doors. All right. Now, you may ask, what is consequential about this? And we got the Hermit. Okay. Listen. Person B, now that they have taken some time to take a step back and to reflect over the course of their life, of their, like, Spirit is confronting them with all of their, like, when I tell you this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is getting their butt kicked right now with karma in the spiritual world.
Man, not again.
Spirit is confronting them, making them take a step back to reflect and to acknowledge that they have not been a good person romantically. They've been a real crappy partner. They've been a person of many lies, many games, you know, disregarding people's feelings, disregarding people's emotions, wanting the benefits of companionship, but not wanting to be responsible for it, wanting to receive the respect of a man, but don't want to be forthcoming like a man. Okay. What am I saying? I'm saying to you, they wanted all the benefits, but they didn't want to do no work to get these benefits. So now Spirit is saying, okay, now that you've taken a step back, I'm going to force you to take a step back. This wasn't a voluntary thing. This was a forced spiritual, what's the word that I'm looking for? A spiritual reckoning, where Spirit said, you need to go sit down. So that's why this person's dreams are starting to become very vivid. This person's dreams are starting to confront them with the things that they've done knowingly and unknowingly, rehearsing, recanting, revisiting all the ways of how this person was just disrespectfully unserious. And now that they are experiencing in this wake-up call for themselves, they see that, you know, I wasn't the best, I wasn't the brightest, I really wasn't bringing nothing to the table. But I want to, and I need to apologize to you, and I need to make this right.
Oh God.
And that's where this is coming up here in these cards, okay? Where they want to come back. Now, what is it that you need to do to grow? Okay? What is the soul lesson in all of this? What is Spirit trying to teach you? We got the Tower card. Okay? Spirit is trying to teach you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You got to do better. Don't wait for your life to go up in flames. Don't wait for your life to fall apart for you to start doing some self-reflection and analysis over your life, the people that are in your life, and how you're treating them. Like, these are your relationships too. The onus is on you. The accountability is on you. The responsibility is on you, just as much as it is on the other person. But for some reason or another, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn has, again, wanted to deflect, wanting to put it off on somebody else. Well, if you rock with me, then that's on you. No, you misled this other person. You made them feel things that they weren't trying to feel, but you put it out there. Okay, you put it out there. And you made them feel, here goes this dirty offer. You made them feel like they had something to benefit from in this connection. You created this desire to make them want more. And the moment that they come to you to ask you for more, you want to start playing dumb.
What do you mean by that?
So Spirit is acknowledging, like, okay, so you wouldn't do the right thing on your own. Well, let me show you how I had to make you do the right thing, because you need to reconcile these things. You can't have peace in your life when you're out here abusing the people that God has blessed you with.
Apologize.
Okay? That's what Spirit is trying to teach you. So that's why your world is falling apart. This is why your relationships are blowing up. This is why you haven't had a lick of peace, because you have not honored the people that have been in your life. This is why everything is going up in flames, and it's coming out of nowhere seemingly. Like, you thought you had a peace of mind until all of a sudden all of this old stuff started coming back to you out of nowhere. So I want you to be honest. Do you recognize what Spirit is trying to teach you, earth signs? Or are you still resisting it? Because we know that's how y'all roll. Now, what is it that you need to do to heal? We got the Sun card, okay? Spirit is telling you today, it is time for you to get excited about your future. It is time for you to start feeling like there's some anticipation here. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying you're getting these feelings of what it was like in the beginning, because Spirit is trying to illustrate to you how this connection could thrive, how your life can improve in quintessential ways if you would just put forth the right foot to be able to move forward. But if you're not honoring this, right? If you're not moving with that confidence, if you're not moving forth with that anticipation, that zest, right? How do you find this peace of mind? How do you find this happiness? And so what Spirit is saying is, this was a friend, this was a confidant, this was a partner, this was joyous, this was happiness, this was all of the things. And you neglected all of the things I give you or gave you because you wasn't ready to settle down, because you weren't ready to put up your card, your player card, or whatever it is, because you just didn't want to have to be responsible for being what? It's time for you to grow up, is what Spirit is saying. Okay? That's exactly what Spirit is saying. So what do you need to do to heal? We got the 9 of Blues in reverse. Okay? So Spirit is saying, if you don't go back and make this right, if you don't apologize, if you don't move forward, if you don't try to remediate it, just try to apologize to person B, everything you touch is going to crumble. You're going to be singing the blues. You're going to be sad. You're going to be emotional. You won't have fulfillment. Okay? You're going to be dissatisfied. You can try to play games and choose your free will all you want to, and try to go back to this other person, whoever this other person is that's there, that you know made this person a sneaky link to. You can do all of those things. But if you aren't being honest with yourself, earth signs, since this fire sign left, you ain't been happy worth a darn. Okay? You can find a replacement. You can try to find somebody who look like them, smell like them. It ain't them. And it won't be. So, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Blues in reverse, all right, which is reflective of that lack of offering, right? This is person B feeling let down, feeling disappointed, feeling depressed, feeling sad that you lacked the, I don't want to say authority, but you lacked the tenacity, the wherewithal, you lacked the, I can't think of the right word right now, but person B was very disappointed because you couldn't be honest. You couldn't be forthcoming. You refused to tell the truth. You refused to honor them. You refused. You thought that you could have your cake and eat it too, and then person B walked on. All right? So, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to find out what else is going on here. All right? So, if you're ready to find out what else is going on here, let's look at what's really going on with this connection, shall we? Here we go. Now, this is where Spirit reveals what is really going on underneath the surface, okay? This is where Spirit reveals what has been hidden, what are the true motives and the real intentions between you and your person. And most of all, what is it that you both have been trying to avoid? So, let's get into this, shall we? Spirit, what is really going on here with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn when it comes to this fire sign? What has been hidden from this fire sign? Well, what had been hidden from you is that this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is not exactly who they said that they were and did what they said they were doing. Okay, as I've already confirmed for you early in the beginning of the reading, you were a sneaky link. Okay, this person had you in a situationship. While they were bigging you up, gassing you up, you had nowhere to go. It was like you had a brand new shiny automobile and couldn't drive the car. Fresh off the lot and can't do nothing with it. That was how this person made you feel. They got you all excited, all warmed up, all excited about a relationship that was never going to materialize. Okay? I feel strongly also that because you had this connection with this person, you may have allowed them to have keys to your house, but you did not have keys to theirs. Even in some instances, this fire sign may not have even been to this earth sign's house, or if they've been to it, it was very much so under guarded and very cautious circumstances. Like you've been to the house but you didn't go in, or you went in the house but you didn't stay the night. Like it was really weird how this other person was very overprotective of their personal space. Okay, but the reason why that was because, simply put, this person was not even who they said they were. Okay, they lied to you. They lied to you, and they lied to you real bad. Okay, they made you feel like they were working a lot. They had all these different responsibilities, but the truth was they had to go back to the other person.
Bunch of bullshit.
And that's why we ended up where we did. Okay, so this person was hiding that from you. It was impossible for you, person B, to see that and to recognize that. Now, what is the true motives? The Judgment card fell out in reverse on the floor, but I'm not going to take it because it fell on the floor. All right. So what is the true motives for this earth sign and this fire sign? Got the Sun card again, y'all. Okay. The true motives here is that this person has to make things right. And granted, this may appear like this is a selfish endeavor, and it is. It is, again, because they have not had a lick of peace. Okay, so they're trying to find ways to get reconnected to that happiness, that joy. They have never felt the way that they have felt with anybody else, the way that they have felt with you. So why they couldn't just organically do what they need to do is a mystery to all of us. But we all know that masculine energy people tend to be a little bit reactive and not as intuitive as feminine energy people. And when I say intuitive, I'm not saying like I just naturally know what to do type of energy, right? Or I naturally know because I have like this intuition talking to me. I'm saying easy of use. Like they just don't have that capacity to think things through in that way. And it's usually like led, right? There has got to be some type of facilitation. That's not for all, that is for some. And in this case, this person knew that, they just were not ready. Okay, they were just immature at that particular time. Now, what is the real motive for this? Okay, we got the moon card here. All right, now listen. Take this information and do what you want to with it, baby, because I can only tell you what I'm seeing, okay? What I am seeing when I ask the question about the real intentions, we got this moon card. And I want you to think about this very, very, very intently. Because what it feels like with this moon card is they want to come forward, but they're afraid. They still are facing anxieties and fears and emotions that they feel like is foreign to them. However, that doesn't negate the fact that they're still thinking about it. They're processing, they're remembering, and they're trying to find the courage to be able to spin the block to be like, do you remember? I remember. Do you remember?
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
And I will tell you, this is very emotional for this earth sign, okay? This earth sign is not the type of person that's going to exude any type of feelings, any type of emotions, any type of nothing. Like they don't emote a lot of things. So it's kind of like if you know, you know. But because this is a twin flame situation, a lot of things didn't have to be explained to be understood for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? They had an intellectual knowing. They had clarity. They had foresight. They had transparent. You did not, earth signs, okay? So that's where some of this is. And honestly, while their true emotion is to come forward, because this is a very emotional card, they still don't know how, because they don't know like how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and things could get a little bit dramatic. But again, we're talking about twin flames, and that's typically what happens in those instances, all right? Now, what is this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn trying to avoid? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, okay? They're trying to avoid admitting that they neglected this, that they didn't put forth their best foot forward. They're trying to recognize that what they offered you before was unsustainable, okay? What they offered you before was all of everything that an immature little boy will offer you, okay? They also are acknowledging that while they should have stepped up the first time, they were just emotionally incapable at that time. And this is where person B will have to give person A this grace, okay? I'm not telling you person B to follow back on person A at all. You have a lot to think about, okay? And you have every reason to be unsure, indecisive, and conflicted, because when you are in the presence of person A, you do feel seen. You guys have record of weathered other storms before in the past, but it's also recognizing that because it was so damaging, because it was so heartbreaking, it's kind of hard for you to reciprocate their feelings because you've had to master healing, right? So when you're trying to process healing and somebody is trying to get you to come back to them, you over there looking at them kind of crazy, like,
very careful.
and what you want with me and why? Okay? So they have got to acknowledge that they did not do things right the first time. And let's be very, very, very clear. multiple times to get themselves together. It didn't go anywhere because they just refused to do it.
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
So person B moved on. And as I said that, at the bottom of the deck, we got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay? So person B moved on. Left person A out in the cold. Person B said, you want to be doing these shenanigans? Fine. You want to play these games? Fine. You want to have me and everybody else and be all outside in the streets? Fine. Go ahead and do it. I'm releasing myself of this. I'm releasing myself of you. I don't know you. I ain't never seen you before. I don't know. They cut you off. Okay. This fire sign went scorch earth when it came to literally and figuratively when it came to you earth signs. Okay. So like they literally was like, yeah, I'm good. All right. So the question now becomes, why does this matter and why does this matter now? Spirit, why does this matter and why does this matter now? Well, at the bottom of the deck, we have a Ten of Swords in reverse, which again is reflected to the delay, but this is also reflective of them choosing peace. Okay, so this earth sign is like, I have got to make things right. Now, whether or not they try to take me back, that's one thing. But if I don't make this right, I won't have a lick of peace in my life. Okay, so why does this matter now? All right. We got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They know, okay, that it took a long time for them to have to come forward and acknowledge that they were a mean, cold, callous person that was not able to be trusted. They were moody, they were emotionally manipulative, and they know that, okay? They took a long time, but now that they've been in this other situation, they're realizing that I'm not in the right connection. I'm not in the right, whether it be a marriage, commitment, or something. Now that they have gone through this situation, they're acknowledging that the person that I should be with is somebody else. And that's why they are now trying to get the peace. Not that card. I flipped it. I forgot. But that's why they're trying to get the peace. And that's funny because as I was going back to that Ten of Swords card, they're coming clean. Okay, they're coming clean. They recognize that they have been just a crappy person. Okay, that's why this matters now. They're trying to come clean. So now the real question is, what's the final outcome? Like, what we doing? Is we gonna do this or not? Let's find out. Here we go. Now, as we assess the final outcomes, I say potential final outcomes because spirit collided the path, but it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to walk in it. Okay? So, what is the potential final outcomes here? What is the potential final outcome for this earth sign and this fire sign? Will they reconcile? Person B was definitely disappointed that this connection felt very one-sided to them. It was a very disheartening situation for them because they felt like you guys built so much just for it to be torn down with a lack of care and callousness, right? So that's the first thing. So, we got an Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and then the Ace of Wands, okay? So what is this telling me? it feels like person A is going to try to take their time to try to prevent from having to come forward, okay? They don't know. They don't know, which means this is a missed opportunity. The longer you wait to come forward, the worse of a miss of an opportunity this is going to be. So we got this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and this is where it stalls out right here. They just decide not to do nothing. Okay, they're thinking about you, but then they just don't make the decision to move forward at all. And the question is why? And what's crazy is they're panicking. They will not tell you that they're panicking, but they are. They are very much so possibly looking you up online. I just heard LinkedIn for some reason. So maybe they may have looked at your profile on LinkedIn. Sorry, y'all, my allergies are bothering me. But they definitely are panicking. They're looking to see, as we come upon this Aries season, what's today's date, the 15th? So in about 6 days, we'll be in full-fledged Aries season, right? So they're going to be watching your socials during, if you are the Aries in this, they're going to be watching your socials to see, are you dating? What are you doing? How are you carrying yourself? How are you living? Are you working out? Are you like, they're looking for all this information. Y'all know earth signs are the biggest quiet stalkers of the zodiac signs, okay? They are always looking and lurking, okay? So they are going to take their time coming forth, and this is unfortunately going to cause them to panic, and it's going to also cause them to have anxiety about this situation because they are willingly not, again, classic earth energy, okay? You know, if anybody's going to, what do they call it, procrastinating, it's going to be an earth sign, okay? So their procrastination is their own enemy in this case. But they are going to get the ability to be able to come forth with this Ace of Wands card there. They may even be coming forth with a very strong sexual energy, but I do see them trying to get that enthusiasm, get that excitement, and start to be able to come forward towards you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and it's going to work out. Okay, it's going to work out with this Four of Wands, baby. It's about to work out. Okay, so yes, there is a reconciliation, but it may not be happening immediately. Okay, and guess what? You got the King of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So this is this earth signs energy. So when they come correct, they gonna come correct, baby. They gonna come with you with the vision, with the plans, with the ideas. They're going to be leading this cause. Whereas first they were reactionary, this time around they are not going to be reactionary. They're going to be proactive. They're going to be very decisive. They're going to be very clear. There's not going to be any questions about where you stand with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? So I'm excited for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that are going to be reconciling with your twin flame. That's an earth sign. And likewise for you earth signs who are reconciling with your fire sign, okay? So let's pull some final messages before we close this out. Angels, what messages do you have to share with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn twin flame situation with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? And again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it is perfectly fine if you are uncertain about whether or not you want to move forward because there has been a lot of heartbreak, a lot of loss here. Thus, that's why you are consulting with other people to get some insight and information. See, I told y'all, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, so this is confirmation that this is a twin flame situation. We got a soulmate. Romeo and Juliet. What messages do you have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that is dealing with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? This twin flame. What messages do you have for us? Prince Ecalis. This is protection. This is kindness. This is undertake. And it says here, I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears or nor players shall purchase out abuses. Okay, so again, They're going to be very decisive, very clear, you are going to know where you stand. Okay. All of this masculine energy is going to show up, and it's going to be divine masculine energy showing up for this divine feminine energy. Okay. And again, you're going to feel seen. Okay. That connection, that all of those warm and fuzzy feelings are going to come back and be on and popping. What is some truth that this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn has to share with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? What is some truths? You are different from the rest. They didn't mean anything to me. I only want you. Okay? You are different from the rest. So acknowledging that there was something different about you. Okay? What messages does this fire sign have for this twin flame with this earth sign? Whoa. I hate that I hurt you. You didn't deserve this. Please don't blame yourself. This was my fault. So these Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is also taking some accountability for some things here. I guess the question will become, what did they need to take accountability for? I don't have a clean deck of cards anywhere right in front of me. Nope. Okay. I was about to look up. Oh, I got some over here. What did this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius do to hurt this earth sign? What did this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius do to hurt this earth sign? Well, we did get the heartbreak, the lost card. We got the Empress, the Ten of Cups, and okay, so the plot thickens. This Aries, Leo, Sagittarius wasn't exactly the person that they said that they were either. We got the Knight of Cups followed by the Ten of Cups and the Empress. So check this out, y'all. For some of y'all, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, when I told you they moved on, they probably did move on. They probably, likely, very strongly likely, moved on with somebody else, thinking that that was their forever place. They may have had a baby with this person and or gotten married to someone else that they may or may not be currently involved with or currently on the way of disassembling and uncoupling and with.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Okay, so that was very hurtful for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, which is also probably why they're coming forward. They're like, look, I'll be your stepdaddy. I'll blend in just fine. Okay, we definitely got that here. All right, now what other messages does this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn have for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Unspoken. There is so much that I need to say to you, but I find it difficult to put my feelings into words. Just know that you are very important to me. The depth of my love for you is beyond work. There is so much unspoken between us that I will soon reveal to you. Okay, so I am confirming again that while this person may not be in a current contact situation with you, Aries, Leo, such shit, they got a lot to say. Okay, they got a lot to say. All right, so what are some of the thoughts that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? I wonder if you're enjoying life more without me. Okay, so this, again, as I said earlier in the beginning of this reading, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is definitely thinking about this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn just as much. What thoughts does this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn have? I will await a result from you. So, baby, they are definitely waiting. Woo-wee. So, I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, I'm excited for you and I'm excited for your future. And I want you to come back and let me know was I right or not, okay? And don't get discouraged if it don't happen right away. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of PiSeas Tarot. I am your girl, Mimi Lightseer, and this is an episode of Tarot for Two. If something resonated with you, drop a heart in the chat and let me know what landed with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, join my growing community, and make sure that you turn those notifications on, because child, you ain't gonna never know when I pop up. I be on my own world, all right? Now, with that being said, y'all, everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time. Bye. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later.